Alright, I took the carburetor out of the edger, and I found the problem, the big problem. So I'm going to start pointing out. Okay, so this is how it sits. This here attaches to the carburetor, to the intake or the cylinder head or what have you. This here attaches to the air filter. This here, right there, that is the idle screw, which is this. I took that out. Oh, and you know what? Whenever you are messing around with the idle screw, you gotta make a note as to how it goes out. So, in this case, that drawing there represents that. This here represents that. And I've got two little ticky marks. That's for the number 11. As you can see, this part here is pointing at around 11 o'clock. So, that screw is pretty much pointing at the top of this part right here. So then what I did was I screwed it in as far as I could, and I counted the number of revolutions that it took for this to go out, and it came in. I could push it in about a turn and a half. So that means when you put the screw back into here, you put it in as far as it can go, don't over tighten it, and then you let the screw out a turn and a half. And you make sure that it's pointing in this direction of what it was originally pointing when you took it out to begin with. So, after having said that, this here part was attached to this here. And this was what was sucking up the gas. Now, this was the problem right here. This was the major problem, but that's not only the problem. Remember that in the last video where I said there was a crusty substance and I was picking it off from this location? Well, I actually got that thing out, and that thing is right here. All you have to do is just take a screwdriver bit and just lightly tap that out and go bang bang. Don't overhit it. It just goes in there seemingly loose, and there's no threads on it, there's no nothing on it. It just sits into that little hole right there, and I'm not sure what it does, but you can see right through it. I didn't see any other holes that were coming through it on the side there, so I flushed it out. Now, I took an okay, here's my little tools that I was using. These here, and these here. I used those to poke the holes through on this and all the other ones. Now, this attaches directly to that screw. So I was able to use carburetor cleaner, spray it through there, and this came out, and then I used air pressure to spray through there, and it came out. So this here is now clean. This part here was extremely corroded. Right at the last half inch of here, there was a whole bunch of crusty shit, and I just got it all flushed out and cleaned out. So this is now clean. This here part is clean too, because I took those pokey things, stuck it through there, got all the dust out. And okay, so when it comes to that diaphragm that I had taken out, this attaches to right there. They're directly related. So this comes out, I flushed it out, I put air pressure, carburetor cleaner. This is now all flushed out. The end of this that attaches to the carburetor is this here. And it's just a double tube. It's like a double winding tube. So as you can see, there's a semicircle there, right? So, okay, let me get my fingers positioned here carefully. This here, where it attaches to the air filter, comes out on the top part of the semicircle. The bottom part of that semicircle attaches to this part of the carburetor. And where the hell else? Where's that tube? I gotta look at this better. Okay, so when we're looking overhead, there's a tube here that comes out and goes directly to the cylinder as well. So this attaches to a tube, goes right to the cylinder. That's the air intake for that. And I went and blew out from this end here and on top of all the holes. So this carburetor is now in good condition, you could say, frig. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this all back together very carefully, the exact same way that I took it apart. Oh, and before I continue, there is a butterfly valve inside this carburetor, and it shuts off, opens, closes, and you can see it. You can barely see it through this end when you do that. But when you look, here, hold on. So this is closed, this is open, this is closed, this is open. Yeah. Okay, so now that this has all been diagnosed, this part here was the major culprit why gas is not getting through. I got that all figured out, and we're going to put this together and make it work right now. One of the things that I wanted to point out is before you put that carburetor into here or take it out, this gas tank has to come out first. Well, it has, and you have to, as a result of those fuel tubes sticking into it, you have to take it out at the same time after you undo all the springs and get those nuts out. So the gas tank also has to come out, which is not a big deal. I just wanted to point that out before I put this together. Okay, everybody, I put the carburetor back together with the springs, just exactly like I took the pictures of to show that they go where they're supposed to go. We know that spark plug has spark, which means the rewind work, which means the flywheel work, which means the electrical system works. And we now know that there was stuff clogging the holes in the vacuum tube. So, we're going to start this up, and I have not started it up since I got that last screw in. We're going to do that right now. And you know what? I'm going to be surprised if this goes on the first pull, which I am 100% sure that no, it will not. Nothing works on the first pull unless you prepare it to work on the first pull. So in this case, I'm thinking it's probably going to fire up maybe within 10. It's probably going to choke. I'm not expecting it to start right away within the first minute. So here we go. Okay, I don't want to waste too much time trying to start it, so I'm going to try to let it sit for a few minutes, let the gas and the fuel flow through that before I start it again. I'm going to give it a few minutes. Okay, so I just got this thing barely started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the video, because I was pulling on it, reefing on it, and it started for about 5 seconds. And then it just kind of sputtered, and then shut down. So I'm going to do it right in front of you guys, just so you guys have proof that it started. This is choke all the way down. Choke all the way down still. Choke all the way down. Slightly halfway. Slow pull. Slow pull. Slow pull. Choke all the way down. Slow pull. Okay. As it turns out, I think I just gotta let it sit for a little while longer, because it did fire up for that 5 seconds, as you can see that it was starting to work. So there is no primer bulb in this configuration whatsoever to circulate the gas through to the carburetor. So everything's just working on the rewind. I'm going to take a break for a few minutes and then I'll come back. Okay everybody, I got this running. The problem was the idle screw. I took it out half a turn and then it started up. So that was the problem. So I'm going to start it up for you right now, and I'm going to use the throttle to go slow and then fast and then shut it off. If you see smoke coming out of it, that has a lot to do with the cleaning product that I use to clean the entire thing. There's probably still some residue on all the components that are leaking. So here we go. This is on half throttle. We're going fast. Okay, so by the looks of it, this is like a, well, you see it smoking right there, right? That's just the cleaning product that I used. Okay, so I'm gonna call this a success. I got this running. Yay, woohoo. I don't know what else to say. It was a lot of cleaning that had to do with the carburetor. That idle adjust screw had to come out. The springs and stuff work. Everything works, as you can just see. So therefore, there's no more work needed onto this. That is it. That is a wrap. Blackjack 98 Enterprises, everybody. Sean Carlson from Vancouver, Canada. I feel pretty freaking good about this. Have a good day.